Coming out next month is a new action movie called Lion Fist, which is now available to pre-order in the USA and Germany. The plot revolves around martial artist Joe, played by Mathis Landwehr, who has spent 4 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. After his release, he learns that his son needs expensive surgery because he has a life-threatening tumour. Joe's only chance to save him is to take part in a brutal all-styles tournament with a $100,000 prize. He seeks advice and training from Grandmaster Woo, who teaches him the art of the Lion Fist. I edited this film last year and I'm really happy to see it finally come out. And to help promote it, I'm chatting with the lead actor Mathis Landwehr and co-star Kurt McKinney about their experience making the film and their love of the action genre. So Mathis, can you tell my audience, and me of course, a little bit about your background and your, how you got into the industry?
In the beginning, there was martial arts for me, definitely. I started martial arts when I was 12, and my parents were into theater, so I also did some theater pieces as a kid, and I loved to act. So when I was like a teenager, we started doing independent movies, and this is where I come from. And this ended up in doing like a 90 minutes feature film. And this opened the doors to the industry. When I was 23, I got like an action series, primetime action series in Germany. And yeah, after that, I worked mostly as an actor, but also as a stuntman and choreographer for a lot of different genres and movies. And but still, my most beloved genre stayed the martial arts genre.
Kurt McKinney, everyone knows who Kurt McKinney is of a certain age, old men like me.
Yeah.
No, Kurt.
All the old guys know.
And some of the ladies remember him from the TV shows like Guiding Light and so forth. But So Kurt, how did you sort of get approached to do Lion Fist? Was it down to the fact that you had worked with the producer Sean Lowe on The Last Kumite?
Yeah, I think that's exactly why I was asked to come on board with that. I had already worked with Mathis, and we had a great time working together. We had a great shoot on The Last Kumite, and there was a role that I was right for as the cop in Lion Fist, and Sean asked me to come do it, and I said, yeah, absolutely.
So what sort of dragged you back into the sort of action genre? Some of your fans will know what you've kind of done over the years, but your last kind of, before Last Kumite, the last sort of time you'd utilized your martial arts skills was in Sworn to Justice, right?
Sworn to Justice with Cynthia Rothrock, yeah, back in the late 90s. And so it had been a while. There really wasn't a lot of opportunity in martial arts films for a long time. And when this came up, and I had been asked to do other things, and they just didn't materialize. They didn't come about. They never, for whatever reason, didn't get the money, the funding, what have you, studio backing. I was just doing regular, television and film stuff, whenever I could. And when this came up, I was kind of skeptical. I was like, is this really going to happen? And I was down in Georgia shooting this film with Tosca Musk, and I got the call and from Sean, and he was like, yeah, this is really going. I'm sending you the contract. You're going to leave in a month. And I was already off shooting something else. I'm like, wow, how am I gonna make all this happen? So anyway, it came about, and I got there, and it was just like going in. I was like, what's this going to be like? Is this going to be? Are they gonna shoot this professionally? Is this going to be a good working environment? And it was beyond my expectations. So good.
You had kept up with your martial arts kind of like training over the years, right? You're still pretty flexible,
Throughout my life, I would just work out martial arts wise 1 day a week, stretch and throw kicks 1 day a week. Now I do 2 days a week.
Nice.
So I don't train as hard. I never did train that hard. I was lucky. I started when I was 12, like Mathis, and I could not work out for 6 months and then just go to the gym and just start doing it again. Of course, that's when you're a teenager, when you're in your 20s and 30s even. But then when you get in your 40s and 50s and beyond that, you have to stretch. So I stretch every day, but I probably just throw kicks and bag work 1 day a week, and then all the floor stuff another day a week, and then the rest is like running or lifting or something. think that once you start training in martial arts, it sort of identifies you a bit. And, and I know so many people that, got black belts and then that was it. That was the end of their martial arts career. But for me, it was always a little bit of, how I identified myself as a martial artist. So even though I wouldn't be gung-ho in the gym or in a dojo every day, I was at least, stretching and throwing kicks, 1 or 2 days a week, something like that. I can't give that up.
With the case with Lion Fist, you got approached very much in the same case as Kurt McKinney, that Sean, the writer, the co-writer, producer, had seen you as the lead role to play Joe.
Yes, it was actually, Kurt and I did one movie before with Sean, Last Kumite, and like 3 weeks before the premiere, Sean just told me about his idea to do another movie called Lion Fist, and he pitched me the story, and I really loved it because it was very personal. At the premiere of Last Kumite, I remember with Kurt, it was unforgettable for me. All the people, especially that wanted to see Kurt and said that he changed their life. This one guy I remember, the black belt. Do you remember him? He had tears in his eyes, and he said, "Thank you for still being alive." This was the whole. Really, this was so emotional, and the people loved it, and we were so hyped that I went to Sean and I said, "Hey man, come on, let's do Lion Fist." And he said, "Yeah, of course, why not? Let's do it." And he's this kind of guy. If he says he does it, he does it.
Yeah.
And then then he started the pre-production, and 1 year later, I think we shot the movie. Yeah,
it was a very quick kind of turnaround, wasn't it? Because it's already kind of happening shortly after Last Kumite. Sean was already planning, like, oh, you got to edit this, Ollie, you got to do that. I was like, oh, okay, this is actually happening. And the film has that no retreat, no surrender connection, obviously with Kurt McKinney, but the co-writer is Keith Strandberg, who had written No Retreat and the sort of sequels over the years. Did that sort of give you some faith in the story because Keith was assisting Sean with the story?
Absolutely. It certainly solidified everything for me. I mean, I would have done it with Sean anyway because of my prior experience working with him. He's as Mathis said, he's a stand-up guy. He says he's going to do something, he does it. He's very professional, works tirelessly, as you do. I know now as well. And then when Keith was on board, to co-write it with him, I was like, well, of course. Yeah. So yeah, it solidified the deal, I would say. But yeah, I would have done it anyway. And it's great to work with Keith again. Keith and I have stayed in contact over the years. But to get to actually, do something that he'd been a part of writing again was great.
Mathis, what about you? Did you, with your preparation for the role, was he reading the script, think, okay, was there a different approach to your training when it came to the martial arts and the fight sequences?
To be honest, I knew that it's going to be physical, very demanding, because we always have just a limited amount of time to shoot the action series. So I was sure that I had to be fit when we start shooting, because when we shoot, I will not have the time to train. So mostly I did fitness, weights, and calisthenics, and I did some martial arts, but this is something very beautiful about training technique. It doesn't go away, but your fitness goes away. So so this was like 90% of the preparation, like physically, was to get in shape, of course, and to be fit to do this shooting. And it was actually like I expected it to be, because it was like 20 days of no time to do anything else than shooting or rehearsing. It was very demanding, but it was also really one of the best shoots in my life, I have to say.
Was this role kind of a challenge for you in terms of your stretching your acting skills? Because it's a different character you're playing. It's nothing like The Last Kumite, which, for folks who've seen it, is very much a kind of throwback kind of movie to sort of Bloodsport. But
yes,
in the case of Lion Fist, it's far more of a a drama in that case.
Yes, definitely. And I think it's actually the topic is also, I mean, it has the one side which I love about this 90s B movies. It's very motivating. But on the other side, in Lion Fist, it's a very hard story. It's about a child that needs help because it's sick. And for me, there were definitely some shooting days that were not as easy, especially now that I'm a father myself. And I knew that it's going to be demanding, but it was really a great experience to prepare for that role and to play these scenes.
And for you, Kurt, was this the first time you got to play a detective, or had you had a chance to play like a cop in the past?
I played the head of ICE on Blue Bloods, which is a series.
Nice.
And so I did. I played those kind of characters before, but this Detective Parker was a cop from Boston, and so I changed his accent up a little bit and gave him a Boston accent. Detective Parker, Parker Kyle back. Dorchester. His mother's name is Margie. He's got a son who owns a liquor store, you know. Yeah, so it was fun for me to get to do something like that.
Now, Kurt, you get to work. Your partner in the film is played by Gary Daniels. Now, big star of the kind of 90s martial arts movies. He's still going. Now, did you guys see Gary in action on set? Because apparently, for some of the stunt guys, they were like, Gary at his age, you know, he's still incredibly fast at throwing his punches and kicks.
Yeah, no, he's still in very good shape.
I wasn't there. It was a pity. I wasn't there when he was, when you guys were fighting. I wanted to, but I had a rehearsal.
Yeah, you were constantly busy.
Yeah,
you didn't have time for watching anybody else's scenes, and which often you don't when you're shooting a film. You're doing something all the time, even if you're not actually on set. So it's not likely you get to hang out and watch your co-stars shoot their scenes.
Now, both you guys, did you get a chance to work? I know with Mathis, you got to work with Keith Kirk. Did you get a chance to sort of work with Keith at all, Kurt, during the production?
Listen, Keith, I had heard a lot of good things about Keith Cook and had never worked with him. And just meeting him in person for the first time, I thought he was just such a gentleman. But what a great guy he was. And we didn't get a lot of time together like Mathis and I had working together, but I got to know him really well. We had breakfast pretty much every morning at the hotel. We like that. We like that German breakfast.
Muesli.
Yeah.
Every German breakfast I was given, it was always revolved around bread and cheese. I'm like, where's the break? I want a proper fry up here. I want a British fry up. You know.
But talk about good shape. I mean, for his age, Keith is in really great shape as well.
Yeah. He was interviewed for the upcoming documentary on Bloodsport. So yeah, he's still like shredded. You know?
Yeah, amazingly so, right? Yeah.
And he's fast. I remember when we had one combo together, and it was just like we had really like half an hour to film it. We had
that
to
in the
go
prison sequence at the beginning of the film. Yeah,
exactly. And we had to go like full speed right away, and he just did it, and it was that fast that it was really, really fast. I had to really concentrate to pick up the punches.
and I think Mathis, he had just gotten off a plane. I mean, he literally landed, and you guys had to shoot that scene the first night or something.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
And the film does include a montage, right? As we all expect from Sean Lowe to include something like that in the script.
The most important thing.
The most important thing, yeah. The most fun sequence to edit for me. Was that kind of a lot of fun for you, Mathis? To sort of, was there any kind of ideas on set to think of like how are we going to do this training montage? How are we going to showcase these different things with your new master who's training you throughout the film?
Yeah, we were thinking about it a lot, and it was, for me, it was really like a chance of a lifetime to work with a guy like Master Lee, because he's the real deal. He's a true master. We developed together what I could do, and I also did some forms with him. And I remember when we started doing it in the hotel, I thought I couldn't. He's 20 years older than me, and he's so fast. And in the beginning, I couldn't pick up the speed. And
Wow.
then we he made up a new form, a lion fist form, and he showed it to me. And he said, okay, for this, you need to be very strong with your hands. So let's do this kind of training. And we tried to implement this in the movie. We couldn't do everything that we wanted to, because due to time reasons, we developed it from this idea that there is a real martial arts that's called Lion Fist, and we made it up. And this was a super interesting process for me.
Yeah, talk about the real deal, right, Mathis? This guy.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe he told you. I'm guessing this is the kind of guy that just his whole life is all about martial arts.
Yeah.
Morning, noon, and night. He eats, sleeps, and drinks it.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
How did Sean find him? Because I know he was also in the last Kumite, but he had a smaller role. Oh, my camera's zoomed in on there. That's bizarre. I hate that. You buy a new webcam, and as soon as you move your hand, it's like, you want to zoom in? Fuck's sake. But so how did Sean find him? Because he was obviously, as mentioned, in Last Kumite, but in a smaller role. So was he based in Germany?
Yeah, he's based in Germany, actually, which is kind of funny, because he's in Wolfsburg, which is not a big city. And he came to Germany with one other master, and they went all over the world. They used to be like a show team, like a wushu show team. They should bring martial arts or wushu to the world, and he was one of that masters. And I told Sean, when we shot the last Kumite, what kind of guy he is, and that we should do a movie for him. I think nowadays I cannot think of anyone who has had this training and who has this legit martial arts, or can do this legit martial arts like him. And I told Sean we have to do a movie with him. And in the beginning, I remember he said, "Yeah, but can he act?" And I think he's a natural. It was so funny. It was always, when we were on set, it was kind of a running joke, because he has such a good face that no matter how you shoot him, normally when you do a photo, like 7 of 10 photos, they look like not good, right?
Yeah.
See, which is your best side?
He looks great in every one. Right?
Is it that side or that side is your best side?
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in which position, in which situation you do a photo of him. He looks great. He always looks good. And plus,
he was a perfect guy for that part.
Yeah,
hands down, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect casting. Yeah, and I was surprised that he was his acting ability was so natural and so good as well. I thought he did an excellent job.
He's so humble, because I just a little story when he went to the Matrix set. And there were all this American and Chinese guys doing the action, like the top-notch stunt teams. And he came there, and they all bowed.
Yeah,
and he was there. He had a small part. He was kind of a stunt guy there, and they didn't know that he comes. And they were like, really, all of them. They had so much respect that you could see. And he doesn't care so much.
Kind of a true martial artist, right? That humble.
Totally.
Doesn't have anything to prove to anybody. Yeah. He just is that guy.
Yeah. And he's funny, and it's so much fun to work with him. Really.
Yeah.
What can you guys tell me about the main villain in the movie?
I was impressed that a dude who is that big, can move like him. It's really impressive. And we had I think 3 or 4 shooting days, and he's a very, very polite, very polite, nice guy. And totally opposite, when you just see him, you're kind of scared, because he's really this monster. But yeah, it was great to shoot with him. He's a great guy, I think.
He's all about the protein for lunch, and one day we were like, he's like, I need to get some protein. I go, yeah, I do too. And the lunch was something else that just didn't have a lot of meat in it. And so him and I scouted out a grocery store, and we got rotisserie chickens. I got a whole one, and yeah, I think he got like 3 whole ones. And we went back and just sat together and ate our chicken. Very funny guy.
Any particular scenes you really enjoyed filming?
Yeah, there were actually many scenes that stick into my head. One of the most intense was when we were shooting in the prison, because it was not a film prison, it was a real prison. And we really went in with a small team. You could hear the prisoners, and they told us to be calm, because when they kind of know that we're gonna shoot a movie there, they will start doing noise. Yeah, and it was super intense. And this was this kind of shoots where you don't have to act, because the whole energy of the place, it's so intense that you cannot other than play what is just present. You don't have to imagine anything. And this was pretty intense, I remember, because when we went there, we went through, it felt like 10 doors, and it was bam, bam, and I thought, what the fuck? What are we doing here? But it was yeah, this was kind of intense. Then of course for me the whole training scenes with Master Lee, it was a big honor for me to do these, because I am the man that I am because of movies where people train or where dudes get trained by masters. And no, I could do it myself with a true legit master. This was really cool. And yeah, also the training scenes we shot outside, it was beautiful. It was like a beautiful place with this lake. And I did Sean wanted me to do a split, and I did it. Have you been there, Oliver?
I did see that edit. I did see that shot.
Man, on this
trying
boat,
to keep yourself level and to do some sort of move like this. You're like,
Sean said, let's do this split thing. And I said, yes, of course we can do it. But he said, yeah, but let's do it on the boat in the middle of this lake. And we just had like 10 minutes of light. And they just put me on the boat and pushed me in and said, okay, just do it. This was also very funny. I will never forget this. Plus, of course, I really enjoyed working with you, Kurt, because I think you are an unbelievably good actor. And when we did this scene in the police station, I was so impressed, because yeah, I just saw you switch to being an officer like right away. And this, I think, is such a big art. And I've been working with a lot of really famous and good mostly German actors, but this was your performance was absolutely blasting. It was I was blown away, really. This I also won't forget.
Wow.
It's always satisfying editing a scene with Kurt McKinney. It's with Last Kumite and Lion Fist. It's a great rhythm with the delivery of the dialogue, and it's like Kurt doesn't need that many takes. It's like in the bag. I'm like, yes.
Plus, if you can work with an actor like you, Kurt, you don't have to worry about your own performance, because he gives you, because it's the worst thing is if you have to kind of do everything by yourself. But if you have so much energy and so much authenticity in front of you, you just react to what's happening. And this, I felt a lot.
We had an obstacle in our way on those scenes as well, because we were shooting that in a building that was no longer physically used on a day-to-day basis, and there was no heat in the building, and it was cold.
Yeah, I
We were like
remember, man.
remember
Yeah.
we were like in blankets in between takes. You could see our breath. So one
Yeah.
time I was like, can you see my breath on that? It's like it was really, really cold in between takes, So we were trying to pretend that we weren't cold and that we were really the characters that we were playing. So it was a little challenging, but it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time with that stuff.
Definitely.
Juman was really, she's really into it as well. She's really
Yeah.
a very committed actor also. And so to be across the table from the two of you, it certainly made my job a lot easier too.
Thank you.
Mathis, why should people go out and buy Lion Fist? What is the, what's the most appealing thing for the action fans out there and fans of, this kind of genre?
For me, personally, the films of the 90s, especially this genre, have so much magic and so much power, and they still give me so much energy, even if times in my life when it's hard. And I think Lion Fist is one of these movies that can give people like a good feeling, especially nowadays where the world is going crazy. And yeah, so I think if you into this genre, and if you like 90s B movies, it will give you a very warm heart and a good feeling to watch it.
I think that's true. Yeah. I think if, movies like Rocky, No Retreat, No Surrender, these are motivating movies that get people to move and to want to train and to want to be in shape. I think these movies, just have a lot of heart. And I got a text from a buddy of mine last night saying, I just watched Last Kumite again. He goes, that's a really good movie. And Last Kumite has that kind of heart.
Yeah.
And I know Lion Fist, I think that is going to prove to people that film has the same kind of heart. And if you like those types of films, this is a way to keep them alive, And it's real martial arts. Everybody acting and doing their own stunts, their own fight scenes. So it is a different form of filmmaking, of action filmmaking. It's still raw, it's still real, and it's bare bones. We're shooting it in 20 some odd days, right?
Yeah.
Not this.
Yeah, I think 20 days. Yeah, 19 or 20 days. Yeah.
This is not, you get 10 takes and 8 different angles of the same scene so that you can intercut and get every little bit and piece perfect. This is like, here you go.
Yeah.
It's like almost like doing a play. You got one shot at it and that's it. So it feels really raw like that. So I think if you go into it knowing all of those things, you'll appreciate this film even more.
Yeah. And I also think like shooting it was so intense. There's such a nice spirit in the crew. It was such a close-knit group. It felt like it had this family atmosphere, and I think this also shows in the film. It's not about perfection. It's more about heart.
Yeah.
Like these movies are. It's they don't want to be perfect. It's what feeling they give. And
well, this is the kind of guy Sean is. He brings together the kind of people like yourselves into his productions, and everybody does feel like a family. Everybody's working hard. Everybody wants to make it. We all know that we need to lean on each other and depend on each other for this to happen. No one person's going to come in and everything fall into place. Everybody has a part. It's a team.
Yeah.
You can have a football team full of superstars, but if they don't come together as a team, they're not going to win. And everybody came together on this. Keith Strandberg, everybody came together in this film as a team, and I think it's going to show.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to click the like button and hit the bell to be notified of my latest reviews. Big thanks to my patrons and YouTube members for supporting the channel. If you want to get involved and gain access to exclusive videos and take part in Q&As, follow the link below.